chance to look at it, I would ask for a motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. The minutes are approved. Item number 1 is approval of a pre-event contract with Crowder Gulf LLC for disaster recovery assistance and debris removal. Eric, welcome.
Thank you, Counselor. So there is no monetary award for this one. It is just something that we need to do so that we are eligible to get reimbursed by the federal government in case there is another disaster. This is with Crowder Gulf. We did an RFP end of last year. There were 7 applicants, and Crowder Gulf is the one that we're proposing to go forward with. I can say that a previous city employee who is now the Director of Environmental Services for Panama City has seen 2 different weather events where a contractor like this was needed, and Shane Doherty, whose father actually this room is named after, said that they were far and above his choice. So,
Can you tell me why we picked them?
so we had an RFP.
Is it, I know we had an RFP, but what was the comparative
So their
portions of the RFP? Is it?
So their capacity was very, very large. They would be able to handle more than just the city of Tuscaloosa if it came down to it. Their responsiveness, and then also we put a lot of weight on what the people who were recommending them said.
What about price per ton?
So all that will have to be negotiated out. Right now, for anything to actually happen with this, we actually have to have, and I believe Carly correct, or Scott correct me if I'm wrong, there would have to be a designation from the governor for disaster. And then also FEMA would have to come in, and then the council would actually have to approve an ordinance to actually activate this contract. And there is a second part of this contract that goes into monitoring to keep everyone accountable.
FEMA's, but let me be clear, the FEMA would, you'd have to have a presidential declaration of a national emergency here for FEMA then to be able to reimburse you the cost. Back in 2011, I believe it was 90%, but it does change. It's 100% at some during the time period, then moves down to 90%, but then there's many nuances once you get onto private property, number of walls standing, etc. But everything that we've been taught really since 2011 has been to do what Eric is recommending. Go ahead, get this in place so that if you do have something happen, you can go ahead and mobilize quickly. One of the issues that we ran into in 2011 is that a few days after the storm, we had a threat of another severe weather event that was going to cause flooding. And we had to clean out many of the drainage ditches in the 12.5% of the city that was destroyed. Just trying to go through that process, I can't remember if we got reimbursed for that or not. If we would have had something like this in place, we wouldn't have had to worry about those eventualities.
And when it comes to price, especially price declaration, a lot of times each individual emergency disaster declaration will have its own level of reimbursement percentages and even price calculations stated clearly by the governor's office.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at, because the purpose of a pre-event contract is to qualify for federal reimbursement, but it also recognizes the fact that being in the midst of a disaster is a bad time to negotiate pricing on disaster response cleanup.
So a lot of times the governor's declaration will state.
So if you're the
specific price.
winner or owner of the pre-event contract, then the pricing is found in the disaster declaration?
Oh, no, so the governor will tell us that we are only allowed reimbursement up to that pricing that the governor's office will state. If then we negotiate
So that
with our
determines
contractor,
our reimbursement.
that would be to our reimbursement. But then if we negotiate with our contractor and they won't come down to that level, we would have to have an internal discussion about where we're going to make that up.
I know my question really was aimed at, again, that's a bad time to have those internal discussions, so I thought the price would have been part of the bid award.
Well, it's hard to fix that price because depending upon the area of the city that's impacted, you have different costs, landfill costs, you could have asbestos testing, water testing, you don't know what type of materials, if it's an industrial park, you might have hazmat issues. So, it's going to be hard to lock in a particular price just because knocking out a residential neighborhood is different than knocking out a water treatment plant area. So that's why they have to have those variances in those contracts.
And by the way, I know Crowder well, a great company.
And
Okay.
So, I believe the monitoring or RFP should be going out this week if it hasn't already gone out. And so in the next few
And
months,
that,
we'll be coming
those,
back
those
to
are the people who will be on the towers judging the trucks as they drive in
Correct.
as to whether they're full or not and giving them credit for a load so they can get paid for it. Okay. All right, I don't have any other, have we awarded this as a pre-event before?
We have.
We don't recall.
We have not?
I don't
Really,
believe so.
I'm surprised. If you're on the Gulf Coast, you don't even think about not having a pre-event award.
That's right.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
No, sir. Entertain motion approved.
I'll move to approve.
Second. Moving second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 1 is approved. Item number 2 is approval of a minor public works contract with Chip Griffith Construction for City Hall office upgrades, total $7,400. Eric?
Thank you, Counselor. So this is to relocate some data ports and power plugs. And so it's going to come out of facility renewal. Just basically trying to get power and data or internet to the middle of the floor in the office.
Within budget.
Correct, within budget.
Questions?
So moved.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 2 is approved. Item number 3 is approval of a minor public works contract with Control Climate Heating and Cooling for the Phelps Center. The total is $2,864.90. Eric?
All right, thank you, Counselor. So this is to, we recently did a new HVAC system at the Phelps Center. When it was ordered, I think 10 months ago, it did not have the reheat option on it, which actually goes through and helps control the humidity. This was discovered upon installation, and so we're going back to add that just so that we can control the humidity in there. This also, I'd like to point out, Control Climate Heating is one of the contractors that we got from Tuscaloosa Build.
Motion.
Second.
Motion.
Moving second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 3 is approved. Item number 4, approval to enter into a professional services contract with Jacobs for operational technology maintenance and support at the Ed Love Water Treatment Plant. The total is $54,750. Brian, welcome.
Thanks. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Afternoon.
So we just got done with the Ed Love Water Treatment Plant instrumentation project where we did an upgrade of all our SCADA systems, which is really the networking and the monitoring equipment and the networking of how our operators operate the plant. And this is a services contract with Jacobs for operation for monthly preventative maintenance and assessment services. Paid for out of our operational budget, Ed Love Outside Services.
Do we
It'll get
currently
us
have
the-
that contract with them?
What's
Do
that?
we have a current contract with them?
Not for this.
Not for this?
Yeah. I think it's prompted by our recent upgrade projects. So this will get us through the end of the fiscal year.
Questions?
In your budget, right?
Yes, sir.
Check. Motion.
Second.
Moving second, all in favor say aye. Aye. Item number 4 is approved. Item number 5 is approval for a study and consultation contract with Wagner Engineering to evaluate the water vault on Greensboro Avenue. The total is $9,280. Brian?
Yes, sir. We've got a water vault, Greensboro Avenue downtown here, and it's a large vault.
What's a
And-
water vault?
Well, it's got meters in it. It's got water meters in it. So it's the sidewalk.
That's something we
It's below
built.
the
That's
si-
not,
Huh?
it's something we built that has meters in it.
Yeah, quite a while ago. Yes, sir.
It's not some natural cave down there that's filled up with water.
No, it was built, but it was built quite a while ago, and it's integrated into the adjacent building. So you can go in that vault,
That's a
you
new
can
one.
see into the basement of that nearby building. So it's older, we want to address it, so this is a study consult to get somebody to look at this and get a recommendation on how to address it.
601, Brian, where is that?
It's at 601. I couldn't resist.
Between Fifth and Seventh?
It's right, the block north of, Bama Theater on the right side, or on the east side,
Say a block north of
Yeah.
Bama Theater.
towards the river, and then, so on the eastern side, on the shirt shop side, or,
Okay.
you with me? It's kind of right there on the corner of Sixth and Greensboro,
All right.
essentially.
Good question.
We have this is a RFFI funded, project, and that'll be the funding source for this.
It's an RFFI funded project, and this is just the study and consult contract.
Right, we'd expect to come back with a
To determine what we're
engineering
gonna have to
contract
spend.
and
Yeah.
a cost estimate of how we're gonna proceed.
A motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item number 5 is approved. Item number 6 is authorization for an emergency construction contract with Rev Construction for the outfall line repair project. The total is $904,653. Brian?
Yes, sir. So Rev Construction, came out and did a repair for us on this line. It's a large line, 48 inches in diameter, and I'd say 15-foot deep. They had to do essentially a point repair where we put in 2 large manholes and replace the pipe in between there. So this is a contract to, for that fix, which included the things I just said, along with some bypass pumping.
Is this
As
the
of
one?
today, we have flow back on the line.
Is this the one doubled up tonight?
It is.
It is. And 2022B bond proceeds,
Yeah,
and that covers the whole.
it does not. There'll be
904.
a
There's a-
supplemental,
Ms. Standard,
finance.
it's on the finance.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
So moved.
Second.
Moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 6 is approved. Item number 7, authorization for an engineering contract with Duncan Coker Associates for engineering services related to the outfall line repair project. The total is $144,377. Brian?
Yes, sir. This is the engineering associated with that repair. Duncan Coker came in and they got the plan together and have been observing the construction and coordinating all this.
So, having learned that 6 is between 5th and 7th, what is an outfall? Oh, and I also learned water vault. What is an outfall line?
So it's the once we get done treating the wastewater at the plant, this is the line that discharges the treated wastewater.
That discharges the treated
Yes, sir.
wastewater? Okay.
So it's clean, treated water.
Okay. I don't have any other questions.
Entertained
Motion.
motion.
Second.
Motion seconded, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Learning a lot of stuff.
Item number 7 is approved. Item number makes the day fun. Item number 8 is approval of professional services agreement with Duncan Coker for the Veterans Memorial Parkway pedestrian bridge
Can I make a
demolition
motion
project.
on that? Can I make a motion?
Sure you can, Mr. Tyner. 217-300.
Good
Welcome, Zach.
afternoon, council. So, yeah, here for the approval of the professional services agreement with Duncan Coker for the demo of that pedestrian bridge across Veterans Memorial Parkway. The estimated construction cost is around $500,000. This is their
The estimated construction cost?
demolition construction.
Demolition
Yeah.
cost.
It's $500,000. Their contract is for $217,300, and that's going to cover during construction and close out. So
How long are we gonna have to close 15th Street for this, or really?
the construction is anticipated to be about 3 months. I don't know what the road closure is going to look like. If you have any,
Oh, boy. It's gonna be major.
Councilor Phil, Mike and I met with representatives from ALDOT last month. We're gonna come up with potentially a plan to keep one lane open each direction during construction. But it's depending on when that
It's
period
gonna be
falls,
hard
it's
for
gonna
y'all
be
to
tough,
do
yes,
that.
sir.
It's gonna be a difficult job.
Along with the on-ramp is in play also, so.
Yeah.
we're gonna be-
Summer's a possibility, just because that'll be the least traffic amount on
Possibly. This, because we're dealing with Aldot on this one, the endangered bat species are in play here, which further restricts us on our
Endangered bat
bat
species?
Are they up under the bridge?
Potentially.
I've walked over the bridge, I've never walked under the bridge.
Yes, sir.
I didn't notice
How about
anything.
the timing with the railroad?
We've already initiated that program. Yes, sir.
How does it impact the railroad?
That bridge spans 15th Street, east and westbound lanes, the on ramp, and the Norfolk Southern line.
Oh, it goes over that line right there? And we think it's gonna take 500-ish in total to make it go away?
Yes, sir.
That's,
Be a whole lot more.
that's studying it, assessing, consulting, and dropping it, right? And clearing it out.
It's gotta have a lot of repairs done to it, doesn't it?
We recommended this actually.
Oh, I remember it.
Capital project, I think before, I can't remember exactly when, Mr. Fell. The initial cost estimate to get that bridge into a functional service for the next 30, 40 years was gonna probably range somewhere in the $2 million range.
And nobody uses it.
Yeah, I thought the driving factor was nobody uses it.
Well, both.
Both. And so I think we're less than, what, 30-something users on average?
Less, I'm sure.
For a month.
Wow.
So it's
I would be
rarely
surprised
used.
if it was that many.
Aldot had no plans for it, but Aldot doesn't have a reason to remove it. Structurally, the bridge is still in good shape. So,
Wow. I think it's a public safety danger, frankly.
and good being,
It had its purpose back in the sixties,
Yeah.
70s, when,
Were you on the council then?
I just started in 1961, yes.
Well, I will be thrilled to death to see it gone. It would not be safe to walk across that, not that the bridge would fall on you, but getting off over there in the woods would not be a safe place to be.
It-
Seemed like it was a historical bridge.
yeah, I voted for it.
He voted for it. It's historic.
Yeah, it's, Clay Hudson, I went down there once and looked at it, because Clay was gonna put some personal money into it when his kids were
Yeah.
using it, and, you didn't want, what I saw, you didn't want to let your kids go across that bridge by themselves.
I have been across it, but it's,
Or when you're getting off the bridge,
Yeah.
It was not good.
Public safety aspect. of that, it's gotta be written. I guess that
GFRFFI.
Is, this contract though we're talking about, we'll get an updated estimate on all that. We'll go over all that when the time comes.
Yeah, it'll
correct?
be bid.
Once y'all have looked at all this. Okay, any other questions?
So moved, Mr. Chair.
Move.
Second.
Second, any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye, that's, item number 8 is approved. Item number 9 is resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a permit with Tuscaloosa paddleboard. Scott?
Yes, sir. You may recall this one. This was actually assigned to me when I was a new lawyer in the office, and I have, for whatever reason, continued to handle this every year subsequently.
Because you do it so well.
Yes, sir. Well, it's very easy, so the rest of the people in the office trust me to handle it.
Paddleboard.
There's a gentleman named Mr. Butch Gregory. He has come to council since early 2015 and gotten a permit to rent paddle boards out at Lake Nickel. He has sent me an email and would like to do it again this year. He has always been, we've always seen him as a benefit, our folks for the lakes. He's having an adult eye out there and looking official. We see as helpful. He did say this may be the last year he does it. He's seen decreasing demand over the last couple of years, but frankly, I think he enjoys sitting out at Lake Nickel. So if y'all would approve this, he will be able to start following council next Tuesday. So he would have his permit in time to handle spring break.
Question?
Motion.
Motion, second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 9 is approved. Item number 10, authorization of professional services contract with Lamar Companies for professional advertising services. The total is $67,800. Dr. Rush,
Yeah,
welcome.
that's correct. Good afternoon, council.
Afternoon.
So this is our contract for the year with Lamar for billboards for all of our various communication campaigns. It's bigger than what you all have seen in the past, and it's because this is the first year that we've actually been able to move all of the marketing and public education money into communication so that we could take that money and then use that to bundle and negotiate for the best deals possible for the city. So it's bigger than what you've normally seen, but at the same time, we're getting a better deal because it's all bundled together. So, yes, sir.
Richard, part of this is going into our budget to look at road projects, to look at different things that I think are really, the more is better when it comes to all this, because I
Yes,
think
sir.
there's so many things happening that people need to know about, because we love improvements, but we want to minimize disruption, right, if we can. So that's kind of part of this, right?
That's exactly right. So this is going to include everything from environmental services to events marketing to public safety, recruitment and retention, to road construction projects and communication on all various things of the city.
Is this contract, what's the period of time?
It is a 12 months, so this would go until the end of the calendar year. And then there'll be a little bit of overlap because when we get the next budget for next year, hopefully we'll be able to.
Questions?
What is this funding account ending in 3086? What is
So
that?
that is, it is budgeted for in communication. That is an outside services account.
It's in your department's
it's in
budget for
communication.
outside service.
That's
I'm
correct.
good with it. Motion.
Second.
Motion second, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Item number 10 is approved. Item number 11 is authorization for a 3-year contract with High Safe Recertification Division for inspection and recertification of the Mercedes-Benz Amphitheater Fall Arrest System. The total is not to exceed $9,525. Ms. Kay, welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
So this request is for a resolution authorizing the mayor to execute a 3-year professional services contract with High Safe Recertification Division in an amount not to exceed $9,525 for inspection and recertification of the Mercedes-Benz Amphitheater Fall Arrest System. This is budgeted in the Mercedes-Benz Amphitheater outside services, and it comes to $3,175 per year. Basically what this is we have to have our grid recertified every year. So when the IATSE comes, they go up on 50 feet above
The
stage.
IATSE?
Yes. It's the guys who hang on.
Am I the only stupid one in here?
No, but you're the only one that will ask a question.
Yeah.
I
So
thought you
it's
knew what
Local
IATSE was,
78. It's the International Alliance of Theatrical something.
Okay.
But we call them IATSE.
It's a trade group.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
They do every one of our shows. They come in, and when you look at the speakers being hung above the stage, they're the ones who do this. So this
Check
is
it
a
all
safety
out.
inspection that we have to make sure that we're good to go before the season starts.
Okay, so when it says fall arrest system, it's talking about big stuff hung up there, not falling, not people tripping and falling.
Well, and people too, because they have to go
How do
up
you
there
arrest-
and they get sort of like climbing a mountain. They get all harnessed in, and then they literally walk on those grids, and hang all the speakers and everything else. They're riggers and everything, that come and do all that. They're professionals. They do a great job for us. Knock on wood, we've never had any problems. And like I said, it's required for us to get this done on a yearly basis.
Okay, I don't have any
Question. Do they come and certify us? How does that work?
They come out to the amphitheater first thing in the morning. They'll go up on the grid. They look at all of our harnesses. They look at all the hooks, the cables, everything. And then we get like a 210-page report. And then we're required to put that in the IATSE office so that they can see that everything's been certified.
Okay.
They do a great job.
Like the little things in the elevators saying.
Yes, exactly. That it's been inspected.
Okay.
So this is the 7th season that I'll be working with them, and they've always done a great job for us.
Will people come and look at that? I mean, does anybody ever ask you about
Oh, IATSE, yes, they will definitely look at that, and then they do a great job with us throughout the year. If they see anything, they let us know, and we've actually won an award from IATSE 3 years ago because they say in the Southeast we're the standard of really taking safety.
it? Not surprised.
Oh, well, thank you. That we take it very seriously, and they enjoy working with us.
I'm going to take it as a personal challenge to work IATSE into a sentence before the end of council tonight.
Aye.
With
Well,
Paul
if you come to a
West's,
show
right
and.
I will make a motion to
I'll introduce you.
approve.
Second.
Thank you.
The IIC team. Maybe she can bring them in here one day.
We have a motion and a
Motion
second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Item number 11 is approved. Item number 12 is approval of amendment to professional services agreement with Team Dynamics Solutions. Jason?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good
Thank
afternoon.
you.
Good afternoon.
This is a contract amendment to add additional licensing for our IT ticketing system.
Why are we adding them?
We've added a couple of employees, and also there's a few other city employees that have licenses. This is licensed for if you are an approver or one who actually wields the system, you have to be licensed. So it's used for new employees and approvals and things like that.
Okay, and this account 3170, that's your
that's our
outside service. Good.
Question?
Motion.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Say aye. Aye. Item number 12 is approved. Is there any other business to be brought before our committee today? If not, our next Public Projects Committee meeting will be next Tuesday, March the 5th. Before we adjourn, I would like to welcome the students from the journalism class at the University of Alabama. I know there's a few of y'all. Welcome. Appreciate you coming today. With that, I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.